Good morning students. This is class 11th maths lecture 2nd of chapter 16th probability. So firstly we will discuss the questions of exercise 16.1. Question number 5th is a coin is tossed and then a die is rolled only in case a head is shown on the coin. So see, in this question they have said that first of all we have to toss a coin, right? Now the outcomes can be either head or tail. Now they have said if head comes at the coin, then you have to roll a die, right? They have asked to roll a die only in that case when head is shown on the coin. So if head comes, then we will we will roll a die, right? And the outcomes can be these 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if tail comes, then we will do nothing, we'll stop our experiment, right? So the sample space will be H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 and T, right? Because the outcomes of a coin can be head or can be tail, but they have said if head comes, then roll a die, right? Now question number 7th is one die of red color, one of white and one of blue color are placed in a bag. One is selected and rolled. Its color and the number on the uppermost face is noted. Describe the sample space. So let us consider the red die as R, the white die as W and the blue die as B, right? Now one of the die has selected and then it is rolled. So suppose we can select the die R, right? And then after rolling it, the outcomes can be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Similarly with the white die, right? So W1, W2 up to W6. And similarly for the black die, B1, B2 up to B6, right? Now question number 8 is an experiment consists of recording boy-girl composition of families with 2 children, right? What is the sample space if we are interested in knowing whether it is a boy or a girl in order of their births? That is, there are 2 children, you have to find out either they are boys or they are girls or one boy, one girl in order of their birth. So see, what can be the case is, it can be the case that both the children are boys, so BB. It can be the case both the children are girls, so G, right? Now it can be the case that one children is a boy and one child is a girl, right? But because they have said that you have to note it down in order of their births, right? So it can be the case that boy is elder than girl, that is first children is a boy and second is a girl, or it can be the case girl is elder than the boy. So you have to consider both of these cases, because in the question you have to consider it in the order of their births, right? Now the second is you have to tell the number of girls in the family. So see, in the family there are 2 children. So if both are boys, then no girl. There can also be 1 girl or 2 girl, right? So the sample space will include these 3 numbers. See, in question number 10th, they have said that a coin is tossed and then throwing it a second time if a head occurs, and if tail occurs, then a die is rolled once. Find the sample space. So see, when you will toss a coin, it can be either head or tail, right? And now they have said if head appears, then toss the coin again. Now you will again toss a coin and the outcomes will be head and tail, right? And they have said if tail comes, then roll a die. Then you will roll a die, outcomes will be these, right? So the sample space will include HH, HT and T1, T2, T3, so on up to T6, right? Now question number 12 is a coin is tossed. If the outcome is a head, a die is thrown. If the die shows up an even number, the die is thrown again. What is the sample space? So see, first of all we have to toss a coin. The outcomes will be head or tail. If tail comes, then we have to do nothing. But if head comes, then they have said roll a die. So if head comes, then roll a die. The outcomes can be these 6. Now again they have said if an even number appears on the die, that is either 2 come or 4 comes or 6 comes, then they have said if even number occurs, then again roll the die. That is, if odd number will occur, then we have to do nothing. But if even number appears, then again we have to roll the die. That is, if 2 comes, then we will roll a die again, and the outcomes can be these 6, right? Similarly, if 4 comes, again roll a die, you will get these outcomes. And if 6 comes, then again you will roll a die, and the outcomes can be any of these, right? Is it clear? They have said that first of all toss a coin, that is the outcome can be these 2. Now they have said if head appears, roll a die, so these can be the outcomes. Now they have said if even number appears, then again roll a die, that is if 2, 4, 6 comes, then again roll a die. So you can write down as the sample space first T, then H1, H3, H5. Now with H2, H21, H22, H23, and so on up to H26. Similarly with H4, H41, H42 up to H46, and similarly for H61, H62 up to H66. Now question number 14th is an experiment consists of rolling a die and then tossing a coin once if the number on the die is even. If the number on the die is odd, the coin is tossed twice. Write down the sample space. So roll a die. The outcome can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now they have said if odd number appears, then you have to toss the coin twice. That is, if 1 appears, then we have to toss a coin twice. So the outcomes can be HH, HT, TH, TT. Similarly for 3, similarly for 5, right? And they have said if even number appears, that is 2, 4 or 6, then we have to toss a coin only once. That is, the outcomes can be head, tail, right? Now write down the sample space. 1 HH, 1 HT, 1 TH, 1 TT, then 2H, 2T, then similarly with 3 HH, 3 TH, 3 TT, 3 HT, right? And the rest also you can write down like this only. Question number 15th is a coin is tossed. If it shows a tail, we draw a ball from a box which contains 2 red and 3 black balls. If it shows head, we throw a die. Find the sample space. So first of all, let the 2 red balls be as R1, R2 and 3 black balls be as B1, B2, B3, right? Now they have said if tail appears, then you have to select any of these 5 balls. So the outcomes can be then R1, R2 or from these 3 black balls, right? And they have said if H appears, that is if head appears, then you have to roll a die and the outcome can be these 6, right? So you have to write the sample space, which will be TR1, TR2, TB1 and similarly TB2, TB3, and for head H1, H2 up to H6. Now the next question is, a die is thrown repeatedly until a 6 comes up. That is, we have to roll a die until 6 comes, right? So we have to write down the sample space for this experiment. So let us assume that 6 comes at the first roll only. So the outcome will be 6, right? We will stop the experiment. Now suppose if 6 comes at the second roll, that is at the first roll, 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any number can come but 6 will not come because we are considering 6 will come at the second place. Because if 6 comes at the first place, then we have to stop the experiment, and which we have already considered, right? Now we are considering that 6 comes at the second roll. So at the first roll, options can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6 at the second roll. Because now 6 appeared, we have to stop the experiment. Now it can be the case if 6 appears at the third roll. That is, at the first two rolls, 6 will not come. Other than 6, what can come? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Fix 1 and then shift this second roll numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 5. We will not take 1, 6, 6. Why? Because if we will consider 1, 6, then it will stop here only, right? But we are considering that 6 will come at the third roll. So we will consider up to here only 1, 5, 6. Now similarly with the 2, 2, 1, 6, 2, 2, 6 up to 2, 5, 6. Similarly with 3, 3, 1, 6, 3, 2, 6 up to 3, 5, 6. Similarly with 4. Similarly with 5, right? We will not take with 6 because we are considering that 6 comes at the third roll, right? And now the next cases can be when 6 comes at the fourth roll. So this experiment cannot end, right? That is, the outcomes are infinite. So you just have to write down this dot dot. Clear? Now the next topic is event. See, what is event? Any subset E of a sample space S is called an event. Any subset E of a sample space S is known as event. See an example to understand this. Consider the experiment of tossing two coins. Now the sample space is HH because we are tossing two coins. HH, HT, TH and TT. Now this is a sample space. Any subset of this sample space will be considered as the event. That is, one head appear. This case includes the two outcomes. One head appears, that is the outcomes HT and TH, which you can clearly see is a subset of the sample space. So we will say that this E1, that is one head appears, is an event of the experiment tossing two coins, right? See one more example of the event. The event E2 is given as at most one tail appears. So E2 will include the outcomes. At most means maximum one tail appears, that is either one tail or no tail. So if one tail, then the outcomes will be HT and TH, and if no tail, that is zero tail, that means both should be heads, right? So you can see this is also a subset of S, the sample space. So this is also an event, right? So any set which is a subset of the sample space is called an event. Now there are many types of events. First is sure event. So an event which surely occurs is known as sure event. So we call sample space as the sure event. Why? Understand this with this example, that the experiment of rolling a die. Now the sample space will be this. If this event is given, a natural number less than 7 appears. So when you will roll a die, the numbers which can appear are these. All of these are less than 7, right? So this event will include these numbers, which is nothing but S, and because it is equal to the sample space, this is a sure event. Why? Because when you will roll a die, you will definitely get one of any of these numbers, right? That is, this event will surely occur. Any one number out of these numbers will surely come, right? Therefore it is a sure event, and therefore we say that sample space is a sure event, right? Because it always occurs. Now impossible event which never occurs. like sure events which always occur, impossible events are those which never occurs. Therefore phi is a subset of S, because phi is a subset of every set. Phi is a subset of S, and because it includes nothing, therefore we will say this is an impossible event, right? Example, rolling a die, the sample space will be these numbers. The sample space will include these numbers. Now the event given is a number greater than 8. Now see, this sample space does not include any number which is greater than 8. So the event E will equal to phi, that is an impossible event, because when you roll a die you will get these numbers and none of the number is greater than 8. So this event can never occur while rolling a die, right? Therefore it is an impossible event. Now the next is simple event. The events which contains only one element are known as simple events, right? For example, tossing two coins. In the experiment of tossing two coins, this is the sample space. The event 2 head appears will include only the outcome HH, right? So because this event includes only one element, it is a simple event. Now when the event is not simple, it is known as compound event. That is when an event contains more than one element, then it is known as compound event. That is, in the same example, see, in tossing two coins, the event at least one head appears will include the outcomes HT, TH and HH, because at least means minimum one head. So either one head or two head. So this event contains more than one element, therefore it is not a simple event, and that is why it is a compound event, right? Now there are some algebra of events. First is complementary event. We have discussed all these as sets in the chapter first, right? You know what is complementary set. This is known as A complement only and also called as not A. So this A dash is known as complementary event of A. It includes those elements which are in the sample space but not in the set A, right? In the chapter first, we have done that A complement is equal to universal set minus the set A, right? Here the universal set in the case of events is the sample space only. So A complement is nothing but the sample space minus A. That is those elements which are in S but not in the set A. You also know the event A or B. Or means union. That is, it will include those elements which are either in A or in the set B. Here in place of set we will use event, right? Those elements which are either in event A or in event B. Next is event A and B. So and means intersection. Therefore this event will include the elements which are both in A and in B. Event A but not B, which is represented as A minus B, or it is also written as A intersection B complement, which includes those elements which are in the set A and not in the set B. That is, X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B, right? Now we will discuss the examples related to these events. So suppose the sample space is given as this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the set A, this is the set B. What will be A complement? So A complement will include those elements which are in S but not in A. So those elements are 3 and 5. Now A union B will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those elements which occurs either in event A or in event B. A intersection B, the elements which occurs in both A and B, which is just 2, right? Now A minus B, the elements which are in A but not in B are 1 and 4. because 2 is in A but 2 also exists in B, so we will not take 2. Similarly, you will get B minus A as equal to 3, 5, right? Now the next event is mutually exclusive events. So two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive if occurrence of one event excludes the occurrence of another event. That is, the two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive if A occurs, then B does not occur, or if B occurs, then A does not occur, right? Then we say that A and B are mutually exclusive. That is, A intersection B is equal to 5, right? If there is nothing common in the two events A and B, then we say that they are mutually exclusive. For example, if this is the sample space S, this is the event A, this is the event B. So since now you can see here, this A is the set of odd number appearing and this B is the set of even number appearing in the experiment of rolling a die. Now you can see there is nothing common between these two. A intersection B is equal to 5. Therefore, we will say that A and B are mutually exclusive, right? Now, the remark is simple events are mutually exclusive. Now see, as you know, simple events includes only one element. So, those type of events which includes only one element, there is no chance of any element common between such events, right? Therefore, simple events are always mutually exclusive. Now see, the example is in the experiment of tossing 3 coins, the event A is all 3 are heads. Event B is at least 1 is tail, and event C is all 3 are tails. Find which of these events are mutually exclusive. So you have to find which of these are mutually exclusive. For this, check which of these two events intersection is 5, right? So first of all, find the events. Event A is all 3 are heads, so event A will be this. Event B is at least 1 is tail. So at least 1 is tail means minimum 1 tail should be there. Therefore, all the cases will come except this, because in this no tail appears, right? And the event C is all 3 are tails. So the event C will be this. Now you can see in the event A and event B, the intersection is 5. So A and B are mutually exclusive. Now again A and C, the intersection of A and C is also 5. So A and C are also mutually exclusive. But the events B and C, one element is common. This TTT appears in C also and in B also. Therefore, intersection is this, which is not equal to 5. Therefore, B and C are not mutually exclusive. So, you will just write down the pairs which are mutually exclusive, A and B and A and C, right? Now, your homework is you have to do question 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th of exercise 16.2. Okay, thank you.